The year is 2026, and once again, the boxing world is holding its breath, because in just a few weeks, Gervonta Davis, the man they call Tank, is stepping onto a stage bigger than anything we've seen before, a global Netflix mega event where millions will be watching live, and one question is echoing everywhere. Is this the moment he proves he's truly untouchable, or the night everything finally cracks? But to understand what's about to happen, you have to go back to a fight that looked simple on the surface but quietly revealed everything about who Tank really is, a fight against Rolando Romero that most people remember for the knockout, but very few truly understood. That night didn't start like a war. It started with tension, with silence, with both fighters circling carefully as if they knew one wrong move could change everything, and instead of the explosive beginning fans expected, they got something much more dangerous: patience. In those early moments, Gervonta Davis didn't rush, didn't force anything, didn't chase the knockout, and that confused people, because this wasn't the version of Tank they were used to seeing, but what they didn't realize was that he was studying, reading every movement, every reaction, every small detail of Romero's awkward and unpredictable style, because even before the fight, he had already said it might take him a couple of rounds to figure him out, and that's exactly what he was doing in real time. Across the ring, Rolando Romero wasn't there to play it safe. He came in confident, aggressive, believing he could shock the world, and for a brief moment, it looked like he might actually do it, especially in round 2 when he landed a clean left hand that snapped through Tank's defense and got his attention, not enough to drop him, but enough to change the energy of the fight completely, enough to make it dangerous. That moment gave Romero confidence, and suddenly he started pressing forward harder, throwing more, taking more risks, believing he had found something, and for the first time, Tank wasn't walking forward. He was moving, adjusting, using the ring, showing a side of his game that many people had overlooked, and that's when the first real secret of that fight became clear. Tank wasn't just a knockout artist. He was evolving into a complete fighter. As the rounds continued, the tension only grew stronger, the crowd got louder, every punch carried more weight, and while Romero kept pushing with his jab and combinations, trying to disrupt the rhythm, Tank stayed calm, composed, and focused, feinting, timing, and waiting, because he understood something his opponent didn't. This fight wasn't about winning every round, it was about finding one perfect moment. By the middle rounds, the fight had turned into a high-level chess match, both fighters dangerous, both aware that one clean shot could end everything. But while Romero was trying to make something happen, Tank was controlling the pace, controlling the distance, and most importantly, controlling the moment, showing a level of patience that made him even more dangerous than before. You could see it building, especially by round 5, when his eyes locked in and his focus sharpened, watching closely, waiting for Romero to make just one small mistake, just one opening, and even the commentators started to notice it, that shift from patience to precision, that feeling that something big was about to happen. Romero kept pushing, trying to turn the fight into something messy, something chaotic, believing that chaos might give him the edge. But what he didn't realize was that chaos is exactly what Tank thrives in, because chaos creates openings, and openings are all he needs. And then, it happened, in a single moment, a perfectly timed left hand that changed everything, the kind of shot that doesn't just end a fight, it echoes far beyond it, reminding everyone watching that no matter how close a fight looks, no matter how competitive it feels, Gervonta Davis only needs one shot to end it. That night wasn't just about a knockout, it was about understanding who Tank really is, a fighter who doesn't rush, who doesn't panic, who stays calm under pressure, and who is always thinking several steps ahead. And now as we move into 2026, that version of Tank is even more dangerous, because the stage is bigger, the pressure is higher, and the opponent waiting for him on Netflix will be fully prepared. Everyone has seen the Romero fight, everyone has studied the patterns, everyone knows that Tank is patient, that he's calculating, that he's always waiting for that one perfect moment, but knowing it and stopping it are two completely different things, because what that fight truly showed is that Tank can adapt, he can evolve, and he can solve problems in real time. So now the real question heading into this massive Netflix event isn't whether Gervonta Davis can knock someone out, because we already know he can. The real question is what happens when he faces someone who refuses to make that mistake, someone who matches his patience, his discipline, and his timing. Because if that fight taught us anything, it's that even Tank has to solve the puzzle first, and puzzles can be dangerous, especially on a stage this big, where one mistake can define everything. But if history tells us anything, it's that somewhere in those early rounds, while the world is watching and the tension is building, Tank will be doing exactly what he always does, watching, learning, and setting the trap. And when that moment finally comes, it will be over before anyone even realizes what happened, just like it was for Rolando Romero, because with Tank, it only takes one shot, 1 second, one mistake, and history repeats itself. Oh, the only question that remains: does the Netflix opponent have the discipline to stay out of the trap, or is Gervonta "Tank" Davis just inevitable?